All right, get him up here.
Hi. You think I can eat something? Yeah. I'm still, very afraid. Are they going to hurt me anymore? Well, it's not you we want to hurt. I hope you remember that. You're different from Dory and the others. If we had just met, do you think we would have been friends? Yeah, but that's not important. I can't think of you as a person. We're part of something more important than any individual. I don't believe that. You know, when you say things like that, it really reminds me of my father. In my whole life I was told that because of my name, because of my father, that something different was expected, was demanded of me. I was really made to feel separate from other people. Not that I was any better, just different. You are different. That's why you're here. I never mentioned this to the others, but when we picked you, I was actually worried about meeting you.
This little piggy went to market.
I guess I thought I'd hate you.
And this little piggy went home.
I'm not really different.
Did you put a lock on the cellar entrance?
Had roast beef.
But what's the use if you don't?
He's in the crawl space. I don't want him to come upstairs.
Just the crawl space. He wants us. He'll never let us go. He wants us to love him. Don't you understand that? To love him.
This little piggy cried wee. All the way home.
I think feet are very important too. This boy I met once had 2 toes stuck together on each foot. And I couldn't make love with him. I just couldn't.
My wife, Isabella, has the ugliest feet I've ever seen in my entire life. Corns and bunions all over them. And her toes kind of curl under. She's always squeezing her feet into shoes a size smaller than her own. She's so vain. She doesn't want anyone to know that she's got big feet. She's always complaining about them, but she won't put them in her own proper size. At night, she wriggles her toes on me. I can feel her corns and bunions touching me. I have to get out of the bed sometimes and wait until she falls asleep.
Good feet are important. I think well-shaped feet are very sensual. They excite me an awful lot. I can get very engrossed.
I've never had the nerve to tell Isabella how I hate her feet. She'd probably cry if I did. But I wish the hell she'd stop touching me with them. I had this dream once about her feet. They somehow got disconnected from her and started walking toward me and over me, up and down, all over my body, all over my face. The toes were trying to get into my mouth. Ugh. I had to sleep on the couch for a month after that. I had this other dream once. She locked me in the bathroom and started throwing these solid balls of blood at me. Every time they hit me, they'd splash all over me. I was covered with blood by the end of the dream. Ugh.
I wonder what that means. Dreams are quite fascinating. They have very deep meanings. I have a book at home that tells all about them.
Isabella sometimes leaves her sanitary pads on the sink. I end up throwing them out. It might have something to do with that.
That is the most disgusting habit. I don't know how a woman can forget to dispose of those things. I used to work in this restaurant, and part of my job was to clean out the jobs. Well, these women would leave those things all over the place. Some of them even flushed them down the toilets. Stuffed the toilets up with them, and the water would be all over. I'd have to take this long pole-like thing and pull them out. Really used to make me sick.
It appears Miss Office is now
I finally quit working.
steady growing in her eyes.
I just couldn't take it.
Mary.
Hello, sir.
It was quite disgusting.
Well, hello, Billy. How have you been?
Never better, sir.
Billy, where does the princess live?
In the tongue,
Why the tongue?
because she's always talking, sir.
And where do you live, Billy?
I live in the eyes. You know that.
Remind me, though, why the eyes?
Because I see everything, sir.
And where does Simon live, Billy? Where does Simon live?
Ralph, you might as well be in a box 6.
Hey, what's mortified pride? Says here.
Is near. The forces are gathering
Hello to
for
our
the
audience.
final battle. The spiritual
Father.
Hello, that's enough.
and the country.
Father.
I'm sorry.
Father.
I like that bald-headed man over there.
Lay down your life for your brother.
Father.
I'm sorry, sir. You're not bald. You're just too tall for your hair.
Are you willing to lay down your life?
Ralph,
Are
look
you
at
willing
yourself.
Not me. You're the one pulling the
to die
string.
for us?
You're nothing but a mindless robot.
Referring to Mr. Burroughs' letter concerning schizophrenia, I might define it as a term used by psychiatrists for a group of severe mental disorders that generally have in common disturbances of feeling, thought,
Final battle.
It's a small word.
The spiritual darkness will be defeated.
Mutually exclusive. Mixtures are most frequent in early acute phases, but may also occur in later chronic phases. In these later phases, the original symptoms sometimes disappear. Picture becomes indeterminate. In addition to the mixture of schizophrenic symptoms, there may also be a mixture of schizophrenic symptoms with those of other psychoses, notably those of the manic depressive group. Patients exhibiting these combinations are described as schizoaffective type. The incidence of schizophrenia seems to vary in various types of societies. An urban society shows a higher incidence. An industrial society appears to create predisposition conditions schizophrenia occurs in all cultures and all societies. Various theories of the origin of schizophrenia have centered on anatomical, biochemical, physiological, social, genetic, and environmental causes.
Sorry,
How
I'm
you
not
feeling,
that
Doc?
hungry. Goodbye, everybody.
What's going on here?
Come on in. Sit down. Make yourself at home.
I don't know who the hell you are, but you've got about 2 minutes to get the hell out of here.
Men are afraid. Look at them, sister. Afraid their power will be taken away. Running away, huh? What happened to all that masculine arrogance? Does it take the mere sight of a Muslim to make you shit in your underclothing? May God bless the heathen and damn you Christian men! Run for fear of the Muslims! If you must go, run your balls off! Woman, where are you going?
Just a minute, huh?
The Muslims can do
All right,
nothing
guys,
to you
it
that
was
Christians
accident
haven't
out
done.
there. No one's highway. I'm sorry for what happened on the highway. I really am.
Look at this courageous youth.
Okay?
This example of Lord and Master. Now tell me,
Okay.
who holds the commanding stick?
Can I get you a drink?
Feel that? Oh, look how soft and small your pride's become. You farmers, priests, nobles, soldiers, think you're important, Try to find your power now. Your courage is gone, and soon so will you. All of you, be gone.
It was, huh?
Bless these Muslims for putting fear into these pompous Christians.
What are you running away?
Stop it!
From the men
Come on.
who
Hey.
use you, or from the masters who
Guys,
starve you?
we can talk about this in a civilized way.
Have you all seen them?
No.
Let's go and
I started preaching almost 40 years ago.
Sir.
And from the very beginning, I've always preached the prophetic sections of the Bible. Frankly, if you choose not to do that, you won't preach much of the Bible, because a great deal of the Bible is prophetic in nature.
My car.
But I must confess, when I first started to preach from the prophecies of the Bible, I could not imagine in my wildest imagination how one man could ever rule the whole world. But since the Bible presented that very clearly, I preached it even though I couldn't comprehend it. A lot of times we have to preach by faith. But I need to tell you, men and women, that today the possibility of such a world ruler is much easier to envision. Technology has made global communication available.
Hey, look at this. He's a
CNN is everywhere in the world. Access to the internet and satellite cell phones reach around the globe. Air transportation has shrunk our world. And I am told that there are now missiles that can reach any part of the world within 30 minutes.
Now show them your teeth. Come on.
Men and nations no longer live in isolation from one another. The Bible predicts that worldwide chaos and instability in this world will continue to increase as we approach the end of the age. Jesus himself said that there would be wars and rumors of wars and famines and earthquakes and pestilences in various places. Just before these conditions explode into world chaos, the rapture of the church is going to take place. But as we already learned, perhaps as many as 30 million people will suddenly disappear just from our nation alone. When these things happen, they will set the stage for a new world leader who will be able to negotiate world peace and promise to deliver security. This leader will emerge out of the newly formed European Union, and in the Bible he is commonly referred to as the Antichrist. As the title suggests, this person is one who is against Christ. And the prefix anti also could mean instead of Christ.
What did it cost?
He is a man who will be against the Christ and will try to convey to those around him that he is the Christ. He will be Satan's Superman who persecutes and tortures and kills the people of God and leads the armies of the world to the Battle of Armageddon. He is the most powerful dictator the world will ever have seen. Now, the Bible does not tell us who the Antichrist is, what his name is, who this person is. In fact, we are told by Paul in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 that the coming world ruler will not be revealed until after the rapture of the church. So if you come to the place where you think you know who he is, you have been left behind. While it's not possible to know the identity of this future world ruler, it is very possible to know what kind of man he will be. First of all, he will be a charismatic leader. Daniel 7 says that he had a mouth that speaks pompous words. Daniel 7:8. Daniel 7:20, and a mouth which spoke pompous words. And Daniel 7:25, he shall speak pompous words against the Most High. The coming world ruler will be known for his eloquence. He will capture the attention and admiration of the world. In the absence of any great orators in the world of his time, he will be welcomed.
Dear Mom, there we was just driving along, you know.
He will be able to
where we was going to spend the weekend.
And perhaps
When all of a sudden we come
international
across
television on the internet
wonderful
through his
doctor.
speaking ability to galvanize the world behind him as the leader of every man, woman, and child on planet Earth. And the Bible describes him as a person whose appearance was greater than his fellows, Daniel 7:20.
What'd you call us?
It's a description of his outwardness. It is a striking, attractive person that we are talking about. When he comes on the scene, he will have this magnetic personality. People will flock to him, and they will be so desperate for answers that this man confidently stands before them and sways them with his eloquent speech.
Personal needs to get back to fighting the war. I feel like I'm getting more tired. I take it then you
I had to sit there every single day and watch as
I question no one's opinion or judgment.
she's dragged in the house.
Mary
She didn't mean anything. Like,
I have the right to.
when I was a kid, I made myself a promise and I wouldn't be under pressure.
Due respect.
We had our own room and a place to go. And she would come over.
Most of what happens here is unnecessary.
Just calm down. She always had a place to go. She would come over with her black tea, and she would sit there and tell him that he should kill himself. She made him drink Cosmo, and she would tell him he was close to the will and that he should kill himself. And then she would go and look at him straight in the face like he wasn't even a person, and she would say, "You're snoring, you're snoring."
So the doctor turned off the
Appease.
Direct orders from Dr. Stack.
Where are we going?
27 women have died in the past 3 months. The doctor has turned off
I don't want to.
He has been using a heavy tape which he injects fully into the wound. This causes great pain for a period of a week, and then the eventual death of the patient.
And this counts as you keep it. Okay, we're being like hands. We never ever get touched. They wouldn't want to even touch it.
Women with
It's
the
me.
exact same
I would
result.
get the water out of
Pain
it.
and death. Isn't it obvious by now that that's not what is any else? Sir, my sole reason for this request.
Hi, honey. How's the auction going? Wow. Hey, Kathy. Your mother just picked up 2 Louis XIV chairs for peanuts.
Swell.
When are you going to be home, dear? Okay. Just don't go overboard on all those antique bargains. You know our basement's just beginning to look like a furniture mart. See you later. Bye-bye. Boy, last year it was garage sales. Now it's auctions.
I wonder what it's going to be next.
Well, what time is she coming home?
In a couple of hours.
Sure enough.
Well, I know it can be next then.
Now, Kathy, let's not start that again.
Oh, we almost got it on last Friday, remember? They're out buying. I think it was, a 16th century commode.
Kathy, last Friday was almost a tragic mistake. I'm your stepfather. I'm not some high school senior.
Well, then why is it that you're always watching me when I sunbathe outside by the pool? You know what I want you to do to me first? John, Daddy.
Kathy, this isn't right.
I think your grandma's pretty nice to let you stay here rent free. You just need to be a little more attentive to other people's needs. You can have all the pleasure you want.
All right.
I think I've been a tenor, Dad, but I guess what you're saying is...
Just don't call me Daddy, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wait, let's use baby oil.
Baby oil?
Yeah.
Good. Just, there's one other thing.
I'll show you.
Your grandmother says that,
No, not there. My pussy's plenty wet already. It's for the rest of my body.
So what? Oh, big deal. It upset her. And I gotta say, I find it a little disturbing.
He's digging around. Let's go right ahead. He's digging around. He's digging around. Your grandmother came in here. She was putting in some of her winter bedding, and this mannequin falls out on it. I mean, look scared.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. What am I supposed to do?
Great, Johnny, but...
It's a mannequin in the closet. Big deal. What is the big deal?
I think it's strange. Strange, don't you? She said it was dressed. Well, that's how it came. Is it delivered? All right. You know what, Dad? This is rude. It's really just a dumb thing I did. You know, I saw this mannequin. Maybe it'd be a challenge.
How did you learn all these things?
Not anybody seeing like a prank.
Just because I'm a teenager doesn't mean that I don't have a sexy imagination. You'd be surprised at some of the things I've thought of.
It's just a mannequin.
I bet your mother hasn't been out of a missionary position in 20 years.
You're sarcastic.
I'm not.
Never mind about her.
Let's be rational.
I've got something to show you now.
You just go
I'll bet your
downstairs,
high
go to
school
church.
football team
I'll
studs
be
never
attentive
tried
to
this.
everyone's needs, and I
Come on,
will
over
the
on your
mannequin,
side.
and it'll be okay. You know, what I'd really like to do right now is to take the mannequin back the way you stole it from me. Bye. Sure, the store's closed, but go ahead.
Punching and kicking techniques. They are instructed
So that would be the closet.
of the infamous Ninja Warriors.
This is for your elbow. This is for the flat of your shoulder. This is for your eye.
Once you grab it, we'll take it back to the store.
Nothing will hold them back as they are encouraged to reach their true potential and strength.
Are you ready? Okay, go to kill.
Chemistry box? Where'd you find that?
Even
Even the deadly ninja star, highly illegal yet also highly effective, is one of the weapons they learn to handle.
You're kidding. Where it was? Yeah, I
You never knew what kind of disaster it's going to hit when you're from the chemistry set.
Was there any of the stuff in it? It was empty when I found
Improvisation
it. Put a
is
few of my
essential
own things
for
in
the
it.
art
It's
of
like a
kung
problem
fu.
too, Dad.
Everyday
No problem. I
objects
just,
like umbrellas
wanna see
and
if something
keys
of mine
can
is
be
in
turned
there.
into
Well, it was empty when I
effective
found it.
instruments of death.
Good. Where's the key? Like I said, Dad, it was empty when I found it.
Here, the
Nothing of yours
seniors
in it.
prepare for the most important part of their training.
So there might be something of
A
mine in it. I
series
had a
of
little
carefully
secret
staged
compartment and I
confrontations
had this
on the
little
street.
ring that
It is here they will learn to deal with the unexpected and conquer their fears of the city at night.
Why don't you get the key?
Hey, check out Grandpa. Hey, Bob.
That's it.
Where you going, Bob? Bingo? Got any money on you?
This last straw. I'm not 12 years old. And your grandma, I know I could make a deal. It's your house, your home, but if I can't get any privacy, this is not worth it to me at all.
Now stop exaggerating and feeling sorry for yourself.
He has a right to some privacy.
Now this is my goddamn box. I want to see what's inside of it.
Lion, I want you being a little childish. Now let's go to church. We'll talk about this later.
Jeffrey, open the box or I'm going to take it downstairs and pry it open.
Jeffrey, wait! Jeffrey! This is because of me, not your father. I'm sorry I started all this.
It's not your fault, Grandma. I'm just... Dad, stop. Dad, stop. Dad, what the hell is going on? Listen, please. What's going on? Listen.
Didn't you tell me your ugly thoughts? Didn't you tell me your secrets?
Yes.
Didn't you rape me?
So why don't you go
Didn't you put your
downstairs?
cock in me?
Yes.
I'll empty out the box and then I'll bring it to you.
How many times?
Many times. I raped you many times. 14 times.
I'm sorry, Grandma.
You played music?
Yes, I played music. I wanted to shoot you. I was good at first. It took weeks.
Why don't you go down with Grandma?
I was strong. I fought
Be
it
down
so
in a
hard.
minute, right?
No one fought as hard as I did.
Please?
I was the last one.
I don't
The last
understand
one to
what's
have a
going
taste.
on here.
No one died, I swear. I saved
Sorry,
many.
Grandma.
And I made it easier on them. That's how it started. That's how I got into it. They needed doctors. My brother was in the secret police. He told me they needed someone to make sure nobody died. I washed you. You soiled yourself. You told me I'm dirty and I washed you clean. The others egged me on. Come on, doctor, you're not going to refuse free meat, are you? I couldn't think straight. And inside, I could feel I was starting to like it. They lay the people out, flesh on the table, in the fluorescent light. You didn't know. It was bright in those rooms. People lying totally helpless. And I didn't have to be nice. I didn't have to seduce them. I realized I didn't even have to take care of them. I had all the power. I could break anyone. I could make them do or say whatever I wanted. I was lost. I got curious. Morbid curiosity. How much can this woman take? What's going to happen to her vagina? Does it dry up when you shock her? Can't she have an orgasm afterwards?
When you say you're playing for your life,
I like being naked.
Someday you're going to get out of here.
I would undress
Get out
slowly.
of here.
I would let my pants fall so you could hear what I was doing.
What would you do if you got out of here?
I liked you, knowing what I was going to do. I was naked in the bright light, and you couldn't see me. You couldn't tell me what to do. I owned you. I owned all of them. I fell in love with it.
For how long?
I could hurt you or I could fuck you.
right now.
And you couldn't tell me not to.
I could put a track right
You had to
on it,
thank
or
me.
I could put a computer on it.
Get off computers, get on track. If you got out of here,
I loved
a
it.
lot of people who think you'd go start killing.
Again?
I was sorry it ended.
Well, you guys were before, and I had to kill them.
I was very sorry it ended.
What about Shay?
What about it?
Well, what about him?
He got killed.
Well, the word is you killed him. Word is you stabbed him. What do you feel like killing?
Word is that you're an old woman. Word is you have turkey in the sky. Word is, I don't know what word is. Somebody else tell you that. I didn't tell you that.
Did you kill Shay?
Hell no.
Did you cut Hinman's ear off?
Hell yes.
How'd that feel when you cut his ear off?
I felt bad.
Respond now when you okay. Cut his ear off. What did it feel like to cut his ear off?
What did it feel like? Well, I had done what he said for about 20 years. I've done everything he told me to do. And I got to thinking now, why don't you guys do something? I tell him to do.
In the areas of esophageal containing
I said, well, how come I'm
Ammonita
always doing what
species,
you tell me
those
to do?
containing muscarine,
But then you never do what
some
I say.
gastrointestinal
And he said, well, blah, blah,
those that
blah. So I said,
in the
now you do what I
disulfiram
say.
syndrome and
He
some
said no.
other miscellaneous ones.
I said, you do exactly what I say. And he said, no. I'm telling you. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. You do exactly what I say. He said, wow, where'd you get that? I said, I got it from my father in prison. He gave it to me. I had a little charm bracelet I used to carry it on when I was about that big.
So skip that for a second. Why was it so important for him to do what you say? Why do you like having people do what you want them to do? Why do you want to control them, Charles?
Wait a minute. No, I was asked. The dude asked me, says, you my brother? I said, yeah, I'm your brother.
The sun burns.
He said, how much are you my brother? I
Taurus,
said, completely.
brilliant, wealthy constellation.
See, if I'm going to explain it to you, it's not going to be that easy.
The light of
So you're
that
gonna have to
distant
bear with
galaxy bends in an unusual way.
So, Bobby
Surely I
said,
would
he
have
was a
noticed
young
it
dude, and he
had
said,
it
I'm
been
your
that way
brother. I said, okay.
Bobby?
I'm your brother. Beausoleil.
What's this?
Beausoleil. I just got out of prison.
The galaxy itself looks
Let me-
abnormally large.
Yeah, well then we're
as if
gone
some
with that.
gravitational lens
because
were
you're getting
focused
on
Then
on
we'll
it.
go to another one, and then you make me look
And this-
crazy.
No. You can make
Dust
yourself look
and
crazy,
gas
Charles. I can't
circling
make
a
you look
space
crazy.
where
Please,
nothing
believe
is.
me.
All right. I believe you.
A
Now,
case
let me
for my
my
trusty
left-hand pocket.
Cosmar
Let
X4
me take
X-ray
you back
detector.
to you wanting this man, Hinman.
Has the point
I
source of
cut
the
the dude
X-rays a
zero
mass
off
of more than
because he was
3.2
over
times the
Bobby.
mass of
And
Earth's
Bobby was a
sun?
youngster and really didn't know what the hell he was doing. He
Yes,
was a
as I
kid,
suspected.
and he never had no man show him nothing.
It can mean
So I
only
was telling the
one
boy,
thing.
I said,
A black hole.
the guy, he says, you got my
A
money.
black
Go and
hole
get the money or leave him
approaching a
alone.
tremendous
You're taking me to
speed.
another story.
No, I'm trying to tell you the same
Already
thing,
the
and we'll be
sun's
here
light
for
begins to
1,000 years
bend.
unless you let me finish.
Armeno has
We won't be
captured
here
a
for that
black
long at all.
hole,
If you'll just
and
speak
by
on this
means
one
of its
point.
gravitational
And that's
field
the
is
point.
drawing
Why
it.
cut the dude zero off, man? That's the point.
I
didn't
hear
ask
you,
you that. I said,
Armeno.
why was it important to you to make Hinman do what you wanted him to do? And if one follows your and if one follows your story through the times on the ranch down in Southern California, it was important for Charles Manson to be a leader, to have people follow him.
Come on, district attorney. See, you can pull a brainwash. That's a district attorney. Nobody's and I'm nobody's follower. I got a parole officer. I got a sleep bag and a guitar and an old rotten man's ring. And that's about the extent of it. All that hocus pocus stuff that you guys are playing, I don't know nothing about.
You know nothing about something called Helter Skelter. You know nothing about
Yeah, I know about Helter Skelter. It was a song that some people sang.
And that's all it
And
was.
all the kids picked it up in their minds. And they said, what do you think Helter Skelter is? I said, well, I get out of the penitentiary in the 50s, and everybody's going thump, 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 like that. I get locked back up, I get out of the penitentiary with 65, and and I get locked up again, and I come out in 69,
I always thought Hobbs was funny, but
I'm thinking, wow, man, wow.
Well,
I was a beatnik in the 50s before the hippies came along.
Notes and stuff.
You know, I cut a rut down through Acapulco.
Anyhow,
and
I've been going through his papers, and what it adds up to is this.
And I
Hobbs
lived in
was
the
shafting
Tombs,
us
and I was
all.
in the Cook County
Me,
jail in
the
Chicago
university, the
when you were
foundations, the
playing
council,
cricket
everybody.
in high school.
I don't quite get it.
Like you live in another world.
Hobbs
I
believed
live in
that
street
man is an
people's world.
animal that thinks too much. An over-rational animal that's lost touch with its body and its instincts. I like that. In other words, too much brain and not enough guts. So what he came up with to help our guts along was a parasite that's, a combination of aphrodisiac and venereal disease that will hopefully turn the world into one beautiful, mindless orgy.
Well, I think it sounds a little crazy to me.
Yeah. Look, the important thing to you, Raj, is this. You know, Annabelle, well, he was using her as a guinea pig.
Guinea pig?
Right, now he implanted her with the parasite, and once it took over, well, apparently she went berserk. I guess Hobbs wasn't ready for that, so I guess he just had to kill her.
What was the point?
Well, the point was that, well, he wasn't trying to burn her.
He wasn't?
No. He was trying to burn the things, all of them.
Yeah, well, he didn't make it. Maybe Hobbs didn't know it. Brown was a pretty popular girl around Starlight Tower. They've got 3 million, maybe
this
4.
2012 thing, I'm suspicious of all these sorts of declarations, but it doesn't escape my notice that according to statistics, and as we know, Mark Twain says there are lies, damn lies, and statistics, but it appears that suicide is now at the top of the list as far as injury-induced causes of death.
Two-door. It's on the...
Well, it's interesting, John, that you mentioned the 2012 thing, because one thing that we encountered in this whole transhumanist research that we were doing is the almost apocalyptic outlook that you have on transhumanism. They all are future-oriented. They're all saying, in other words, that all of these technological gimmicks that we're now able to perform
The point is, if you see anybody doing anything compulsive, I mean, any kind of, bizarre sexual thing,
so to speak. It's the final transformation of humanity for many of these people.
Maybe we'd start with a kind of a basic topical kit and work up from there. I'll bring a bag full over, but the point is, you gotta get at facts.
The whole thing into our own hands. Well, once you've said that, then we get into 3 different scenarios in the book. The heaven scenario, that all of this is going to bring about some sort of glorious utopia, a golden age. And then you have the hell scenario, that this is going to so completely obliterate humanity as we know it, that, you know, it will be quite literally a living hell for humans of the normal variety. And then there's kind of a middle of the ground scenario that some people call the prevail scenario, that we're going to somehow muddle through this and reject some aspects of this. But anyway you slice it, you're absolutely right. You're dealing with an apocalyptic viewpoint.
One which has been repeated throughout the story or the myth of human history. Civilization that were very advanced and disappeared. Civilizations arose again and disappeared. And with every advance seems to be an over-advance, which leads to either an intervention from a higher being that pushes humanity back down, divides and splits it, going back to art, or like the earliest religious texts,
master of the world,
whether
hear
one
me.
takes the Hindu text
I
or
petition
the
thee.
biblical text, the recurring theme of a civilization which has reached beyond what it should somehow strikes the anger or the threat
In thy name,
of the divine being, which strikes it, splits it,
let us
divides
behold
it, conquers it, and puts it back into a place where either everything must begin again from anew, or be rebuilt from a very low level, recover the technologies of the past, recover the knowledge of the past. Who calls me from out of the pit? Reawakening to learning and
what is thy purpose?
What man is capable of every time it must go round and round.
Has it been prepared?
I'm just wondering, what is mankind supposed to be capable of in
I
the
command this
wildest
soul to be
extrapolation
purified
of
by
these
fire and water.
transhumanists' dreams?
Oh boy. Again, I think it goes back to something that Ray Kurzweil mentioned in his book, John, and that is they're aiming to transform the universe in the image of man. That quite literally is what he's talking about when he says that these technologies are now making the idea of extending human consciousness and putting the human stamp on the entire universe. That's literally what they mean. So in other words, in a certain sense, they're violating that old dividing between man and God. They literally are viewing themselves with
And therefore, it would follow they would perhaps attempt to expand human consciousness beyond this mortal coil of a body.
Right, by the holy waters of forgetfulness. They talk, they talk about computer chips and downloading a person's entire memory. They talk about nanotechnology that would be capable of repairing the body as it goes. And I'll tell you, John, the most interesting thing, at least for me, in researching all of this, we go back to alchemy. Alchemy taught that the philosopher's stone, in some of its incarnations or manifestations, was a literal elixir of life. It was kind of a universal vaccine. Well, lo and behold, when you read the transhumanism book, we refer to the fact that the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, is in fact investigating all sorts of pathogens in order to determine if they share anything in common, and if so, if that thing in common can be inoculated against. In other words, what they are searching for is quite literally the Philosopher's Stone. They're searching for that universal vaccine or elixir of life. So there you have it.
Praise be the Lord of light and darkness, who is my soul, salvation.
The Iceman had killed by gun, by knife, by Molotov cocktail and cyanide. But he also liked to experiment.
Crossbows, I just popped the guy in the forehead with it. Actually, it was just seeing if it would work.
What was he doing at the time?
Looking at me?
Well, was he sitting down, or were you standing over him? Or?
No, he actually bent down to look in the car window like I was asking him directions. I didn't know the man.
Was this a contract murder, or was it something out of anger, or was it a personal thing?
Neither.
What was it?
I just wanted to see if this thing would work.
You mean you're experimenting on somebody?
Right.
Did it work?
It sure did. Went halfway into his head.
Kuklinski was always looking for new ways to get away with murder. In the 80s, a man who was nicknamed Mr. Softy teamed up with Kuklinski.
A woman in love could bring such bliss. He was the perfect husband, the perfect lover. In his arms, at times, I was able to forget that I had once walked the streets at night, stalking men. I could scarcely believe I had been that woman.
Honey, why don't you just sit back and relax, too? Come on. Get comfortable. Is it Peter?
No, he's fine.
Is it the camera?
No. Yes, it's the camera. It's the fucking camera.
Susan, you have done this before.
Just loose.
Do I make you
Like
happy?
and suck, and nobody ever sees it. Hurry up. I'm frightened.
I do love you so.
What? Of being seen? You want a black mask and a pair of socks? Is that what you need?
You know what I mean. This scene sucks. I'm not an actress. I can't feel anything. I can't even get
Our
off in
office
private,
was
much less in
always
front of that
full.
fucking thing. If I'm doing it, Harry, I want it to be good. If I'm doing it, I really want it to be good.
You weren't expecting us for the week.
You know
I
you're
have
right,
a key.
you're not an actress. So stop.
Father had one cup for me. Yes.
Do you remember the first time you got off?
Should have a key. I hired a car from the airport.
Well, what does
Took
that
some
have
money
to do?
from the desk. 1,000 pesetas. I almost
I want you to concentrate on everything
I knew Consuelo had left.
about that first time you got off.
Consuelo?
Now I want you to
She
block
worked
out
for me.
everything
Oh,
else. Your neck,
It was scary.
arms, your
You were
hands.
frightened.
Just that your one
I don't like to be alone.
juicy.
I like to be alone. Not to be
That's all
confused with being
I want you
lonely.
to think
That's
about.
quite different.
And I want you
I'm sorry Paul isn't here.
not acting.
He'll be very disappointed. We thought it was over a
Okay, I
week
wanna
to
try
then return. What
Let's have a
happened?
close set. Just Dave and I. You
Marcus,
lie down and relax, okay? Just take it
there was
easy.
an outbreak.
And I'll take care of
Chicken
everything
pox.
else. Okay,
Are
baby?
you all right?
You just relax.
Who do I
I'm
talk
never
to?
ill.
Neither. You get
Anyway,
to play with the housewife's
Let's
friend.
forget that. Welcome home. We're going to be good friends.
Again?
Paul wants that more than anything.
Beautiful, thank you. That was the blue box test, was not a slip.
Now, you must be hungry. No, not really. I'd better go and unpack.
That's enough.
What do I call you? Elise. Okay?
This should make a living.
It's much better than getting poked in the eye with a sharp stick.
It has the face.
The two horns of the false light. The symbol is clear. The second son,
I'm sorry, but I can't
the
believe it.
Antichrist,
You don't believe this nonsense.
who will
How?
unleash the dragon
Dracula is immortal.
of the
He's a
apocalypse.
sadistic beast. And what's more, a devil that follows man for everything. It's possible for us to destroy his promises.
That's
The
madness.
devilish purpose that exists in Dracula.
Why do you refuse to see what's in front of your eyes?
Terror and death for all.
The dragon of the
And
apocalypse
for all humanity.
is your atomic plan.
Shall I go? David, I'm getting nervous. Go on, sir.
And Senor,
I'm also afraid this blue dark light will be turning this thing. I shall.
those who try to stop it have been destroyed.
How am I going to do this?
Your wife,
How am I going to destroy this?
Harbin,
From her ashes will generate a new dragon.
Professor Griffith,
Each generation
who will be next?
1,000 times more perverse than the one.
You generated
And
with your
her
first
man
son,
is
angel.
drawn by its brother. Dracula will
Now you have planted
punish this one.
the seed of evil. Sarah could never produce evil.
Really can't help you. You're great to sleep alone.
Never.
It's my turn tonight. I'll
Didn't you
have to
see
go next.
how she reacted to the cross, to the house of God? Yeah, but she's going to have a baby. She's not feeling. Close your eyes to the truth.
Dr. Marlowe has my turn. I think it's
The Antichrist.
He'll be used.
This is
We
what
shouldn't
is
get worried about
hidden.
it, Doctor. Nothing's happened. Don't worry.
This is what is it?
See you in the morning.
Forgive me
Good morning.
for not remembering, because obviously you do so many shows every year. But she was on the show 2 years ago. Were you on with her? Yeah. Okay. So, and at that show, there was a
Dracula is
cousin
immortal.
who was not happy about
Prince
you
of
being
darkest unknown.
it was your cousin.
We can only
But
destroy
anyway,
his
you
carnal
sustained all that
existence.
and kept the relationship together, and you loved
Time
each other
after
very much, I
time,
suspect.
he'll return from his ashes, and each new life will surpass in horror the one before. A slight hope lightens my heart.
Yeah, well,
The Prince of Darkness will not acquire the true
I'm on your side,
potential of his bewitching power until he encounters a true virgin that will fall in love with a vampire in a natural way, giving herself to him without the need of his diabolical power. The blood of this young virgin will restore Dracula's evil superiority, and his life breath will revive once more his daughter, Rodna. My sincerest desire is that this young virgin will never be born.
No, it ain't nothing like that, baby. It was a one-time thing. It was when that situation happened with your mom.
It's James. I thought it... I don't know. Just the way it looked. It seemed to be...
Baby.
my mother.
Baby, please.
Yes, as a matter of fact. She'd like you to go downstairs.
Baby.
Perhaps I'll come down later. I can't feel it. I'm talking to you, Father. You can go. Now. And don't tell my mother about this boy. I wouldn't want to get too upset. Oh, Father, you believed. My mother has never felt pity towards anyone. Lord. And if you want to preach us a sermon on filial love, you can forget that. And stop calling me by that ridiculous name. You can go. Out! And be so kind as to tell my mother I'm staying here.
Are you serious? Are you serious? You want to share something with me that you did on your
When I first found out that I was pregnant, I wanted to
Save your servant, who trusts in you, my God. Let him find in you, Lord, a fortified tower in the face
I
of
bet
the
you
enemy.
did have a sneak. You want to take me
Our
with you?
Father,
You want to tell me nothing about it?
hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done.
I see we are praised. Right, prayer.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Do you think they will save you now as we
And forgive us our trespasses.
Well, I can pray too.
As we forgive those who trespass.
Do you feel my little orisons creeping up your spine?
And lead us not into
The
temptation.
sweaty murmurs of my rosary beads. The human hearts that I've taken into hell.
I cast you out, unclean spirit, along with every satanic power of the enemy, every specter from hell, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. It is he who commands you, he who once stilled the sea and the storm, he who flung you from heaven to the depths of hell.
You, robber of life. You, author of pain. You, corrupter of justice and innocence and youth. You, begetter of death. Sworn enemy of all the human race.
I've not been dead, only sleeping. Hardly longer. I'll be up. Once I have another drink.
After this discovery, the use of the magic mirror in an elevated triangle seemed obvious. This 17th century Lemegeton manuscript clearly shows a large, black-filled circle in the center of Solomon's triangle. Notice that the instructions written around the triangle say 2 foot off from the circle and 3 foot over, not 3 foot across as the published version has it. The triangle was intended to be raised up to eye level. And this
There is a signal
16th century manuscript of mysterious Dr. Thomas Rudd
even when the
shows
set
a
is
mirror
turned
on a
off.
stand. Solomon's secret symbol.
You have any trouble getting here? No, we made it fine. Good. Well, the city's crawling with cops looking for us. And most of the cops are human. They've been told that we're commies trying to bring down the government. And some of them are being recruited. Creatures are trading wealth, power. You mean people are joining up with them? Most of us just sell out right away. Then all of a sudden we get promoted. Our bank accounts get bigger. We start buying new houses, cars. Perfect, isn't it? We'll do anything to be rich.
Look around the environment we live in. Carbon dioxide, fluorocarbons, and methane have increased since 1958. Earth is being acclimatized. They are turning our atmosphere into their atmosphere.
What do these things want? And why are they here? It's in their best interests. They're free enterprisers. The Earth is just another developing planet. Their third world.
We are like a natural resource to them. Deplete the planet, move on to another. They want benign indifference. They want us drugged. We could be pets. We could be food. But all we really are is livestock.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Now we need an assault unit. Someone to hit them hard when the time comes.
You got it. Ever see that disappearing act? Once. What's that? They are wear these expensive watches. Turns out they're really two-way radios. You can listen to their broadcast.
Shall I set the Wayback Machine, Mr. Peabody?
There's something else. Some kind of secret code or hidden control. They push a button, and all of a sudden, they're gone. I've been trying to figure it out.
All right, now everybody listen up. We're obviously not getting to enough people because look at our numbers tonight. There should be twice as many of us here. We're getting too sloppy. That's all there is to it.
No, thank you, Mr.
Now, their detection is becoming more effective. So we have to be more careful. Stay aware of keeping up appearances. Go to work. Punch your time clocks. Do what's expected of you. We've gotten reckless. And the movement's suffering for it.
Time to stop talking about it. Trying to figure out how it happened. Now we start spilling some blood.
Wait a minute. It's not working. We don't stand a chance with a few guns and grenades.
So what are we supposed to do?
We bide our time.
Oh.
We seek out and locate their signal and shut it off. Wake people up. Now, Dave here works at KRDA. Now, he claims that the signal may be coming from one place.
KRDA is clear. The transmission is going out clean. The signal's coming from somewhere else.
Practically anything, Mr. Fulton.